going back to the topic at hand, right? The first thing I want to pick up on is in verse 6, where it says, "You are a mighty prince among us."
Mm-hmm.
That is not what the Hebrew says. The text of the Hebrew is quite different. And I need to go back to verse 3 or 4, 3 and 4, for a second. I forgot that. And that's why I have notes. But okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. Verse 3 and 4, let's look at 4, where it says, "I am a foreigner and a visitor among you." Again, that's not exactly what the Hebrew says. The Hebrew is ger toshav. It's two words. Ger means a resident alien, non-permanent, kind of like a day laborer, kind of like in today's terminology, a migrant worker, right? Somebody who comes for a certain amount of time and then leaves. Having said that, ger today has a different connotation, completely different connotation in Hebrew. It means a convert, somebody who converts to Judaism is called a ger. But in that time period, it meant someone who's a sojourner, who is a migrant worker, somebody that comes, settles for a little bit, and then leaves. Toshav means somebody who is a dweller or a permanent resident. And what Abraham is saying when he says, "I am a permanent, transient alien," is saying, you've opened your arms to me. You've allowed me to live amongst you. I'm not one of you. I'm a foreigner. But I have made this my permanent residence. Even though I travel, I go around. This is where I come back to time and again. But I recognize that y'all are the natives. You are the head honchos of this. The people that he's talking to are the leaders of this city. And he's showing them respect. And this is where he begins he's setting it up for the coming negotiations for a burial plot. And, here in the West, we just go up to a person, "Hey, is this land for sale? How much you want for it? Here, done." But in the Middle East, even to this day, business is a dance. It's choreographed to some degree, where you say, "Oh, I really like this," and the person who's selling it says, "Oh, really? Well, you can have it. Here, have it." And then you say, "Well, how much would you like for it?" And then he says, "Oh, just take it. It's nothing." You say, "No, I got to pay for it. You have to earn a living. I got to give you something." He says, "Well, it's really $15, but I'll give it to you for 10. What's $10 amongst friends? We're friends now." And I don't know you from Adam. What are you talking about? We're friends. But whatever. That's we don't say that. Instead, we say, $10. Oh, that's good. Here's your $10. Thank you very much. This is beautiful. It's gonna make a beautiful present for my wife or my husband or my child or whatever. It's beautiful. It's gonna look beautiful on the mantle. Oh, it's so beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's I would have paid $30 for this, but thank you for you gave me such a great deal, and I grew up overseas, but I could never get used to it. I mean, it's...
I went to Egypt
Yeah.
back in '91, and
Yeah.
had a chance to go out. We were in Cairo, and had a driver. It took us to different places to buy gifts. Yeah. And I'm used to going to the store. It says $15. You pay $15. There's no That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Plus tax. But when I was there, the guy, I was buying some perfume bottles because they have some real nice ones there. Or perfume, which isn't perfume that you buy here. This is the extract, is it called? It's pure and it's not diluted at the time. But the guy was saying like, hey, this is $10. Like, okay, I'm giving him $10 in Egyptian money or whatever it was. He's like, no. He started like, no, you need to barter with me. I was like, what? I had no idea what he was talking about. He said, you give me a price that you want to pay, and I tell you if I want that much or if I want more. You go back and forth. We barter. I'm like, okay. And I tell him a price, and we end up going in between.
Yeah.
And it was kind of fun. I never got the concept. Every time I went to the different places, like I just wanted to buy it. That's
Yeah, man, like it's crazy. Like I said, grew up over there. I was born here, grew up over there, but I never could get used to it. I mean, now looking back, and I've never been tested, never been verified, diagnosed, but I think I'm on the spectrum somewhere, and I think that's part of the spectrum where I don't always pick up on social cues and things until like forever later. And I could never understand like what the heck is going on, what is this nonsense, like how much is it, tell me, black and white, I like black and white. You give me a price, I'm going to pay it to you. If it's too much, I'm just going to walk out, and then you can beg me to stay and say, oh no, come back.
My wife would have been perfect over there because she likes to do that kind of trading. It's like,
yeah, but as we read this chapter, that's gonna, that's this whole chapter. It's a crash course in
bartering?
How to haggle.
Haggle? Yeah, there you go, haggle.
How business, art of the deal, Egypt style. I mean, Abraham style.
Abraham style.
But yeah, so he's setting up for that in verse 4, and then he goes, "Give me property for a burial place among you, that I might bury my dead." And then verse 6, it says, "Hear us, my Lord, you are a mighty prince among us." And that's where I was first going to make this observation, that the Hebrew doesn't say that. The Hebrew is Nasi Elohim, meaning a prince of God. And that's a technical term used for somebody with spiritual authority. In this case, they're acknowledging, since he lived there before, they know him. They've watched God dealing with Abraham and things, so they know that he's a prophet, and they're paying him the respect. The pleasantries part of the whole negotiation tactic. Well, this is their part, where he was humbling himself. Now they're going to elevate him, saying, "Yes, you are a prophet. You are a Nasi Elohim. You are," and that's all a term that is similar to B'nai Elohim, sons of God. And as we've seen in chapter 6, way back when, that is a term specifically used in the Old Testament for angelic beings, divine beings, not for normal humans. It's not, and this is also, they're basically saying that you are spiritually on the same level as angelic beings. High praise. But it's both the truth that they recognize it, and it's also, the dance to further along their agenda of making this transaction go through. Okay, so I'm gonna save the rest of the burial details for
Okay.
when we get there.
Now, this may be thinking wrong, but you talk about they're exalting him in a sense. Is that a coy way of manipulation?
Oh, without a doubt.
Of you're this, so we're going to want more.
It could be, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it could be.
I'm not trying to put words in their mouth or anything, but you see that in society today. Somebody will lift you up, but they have a motive behind it.
Yeah, because it's like saying, "Oh, you're such a great man. A man of this stature needs such a great thing. So of course that thing has a higher price."
Mhm.
It all ties in. It's all part of the art of the deal.
Art.
Trump could learn something from him. Like he's known for the art of the deal, but he ain't never done a deal like this.